Harrison, Isaiah Harrison's younger brother, who's a U17. So 2 U19s in first and second. Okay, that was Riverside. And actually, that's holding at Weld. Here we go.
Yeah, and it's bow number 1, first one coming around the turn.
So bow number 1 is Elijah Harrison from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. He raced here last weekend, and they've been training on the Charles for about a week. I think this is his second or third sculling race. So for him to be bow number 1 and holding bow number 2 is really pretty remarkable. Look at his line on the buoys.
Yeah, that's a nice line.
That's a nice line for a U17. Okay,
yeah,
now the course will curve tightly towards the Eliot Bridge. So one of the things to watch is the athletes as they come around the bend. Do they correct for the bridge turn?
So that's bow number 1 at the head of the field. That's Elijah Harrison, and he's followed in the red boat, Daniel Gorenkov from Redwood Scullers. Welcome, guys. In the yellow Empacker, this is Henry Davidson from Oak Neck, from Bayville, New York. And in the black boat with the high-vis top, that's bow number 3.
Yep, from South Orlando.
Cooper Hagen. Nice job, Cooper.
Now we have bow number 6 from Cambridge Boat Club. That's Aiden Mosayeni. It's another U17 athlete. Did really well at last weekend's Q. Yep, let's hear it for the local guy. Come on, Eliot.
There's a tight race here between crews 9 and 10. 9 in the yellow boat is Samuel Subramaniam. He's followed by Grayson Lee of California Yacht Club in the white boat.
Yeah, so this race is going to be tricky to call in terms of because the seeding is tricky, and there could be the fastest rower could be the last one up the course.
Yep, and the junior and the youth singles, bow 11.
Oak Neck.
Yep, that's Matthew Simmons from Oak Neck.
And here's bow number 7 from Lake Phelan, St. Paul, Minnesota. Welcome to Boston.
That's Andrew Taylor, bow 7.
Yeah, and I know these oars. This is Narragansett. This is from Providence, Rhode Island, about an hour down the road. And that's Benjamin Kearns. This is his second time up the course at the head.
Then we've got bow 5. This is Luca Gotska.
Yep, from Richfield Park, New Jersey, Bergen County Rowing.
Lucas started rowing in middle school down in Florida and is now up in New Jersey.
Yeah, so far through CBC, and again, this is only about a third of the way into the field. Quite a bit of movement in the top of the leaderboard. Oak Neck is still in first, but Cal Yacht Club and then Redwood Scullers, so 2 West Coast crews are now at Cambridge are in second and third position.
Here we got
bow 16 from the Brooks School.
Finn Hayes. On this side, closest to us, bow 17. That's William O'Connell from Port Jefferson Rowing Club.
Okay, and again, the course record in this event is 18:13. And the first finisher across the line, I've got one that's 18:57. So yeah, that kind of speaks to conditions a little bit.
Yeah, bows 21 and bows 14.
Yep, so Waquad Cities from Moline, Illinois. And bow 14 was another one of the Oak Neck athletes.
Why Quad Cities always have a strong
they've had really
program.
good representation on the junior national team. Good sculling program.
Who've got bow 26 in the red boat and the green top.
Yep, so bow 26 is Chargers Rowing Club from Liverpool, New York. Onondaga, Syracuse, Erie Canal.
And then bow 18.
Bow 18 is Hudson River Rowing Association from Poughkeepsie.
And then bow 22, which
bow
is...
Bow 22 is Haverford.
Yep, that's Evan Wang from Haverford School.
Yep, legendary high school sculling program for about 50 years, coached by Jim Barker.
Here in the yellow alpaca, bow 24.
Yep, that's Waylon Weston. I recognize those blades. And that is Zachary Cano. This is his junior year. Had a pretty good experience at Youth Nationals last summer. He goes to Weston.
And
about 20.
Yep,
that's Lincoln.
Yep, Jeremiah Lesniak from Lincoln Park.
Yeah, and bow 30 doing really well, moving up. That's Brophy College Prep School from Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah, he's strongly moved up the field.
Okay, bow 19. That's Seattle Scullers, so another crew of a fair amount of frequent flyer miles getting here. And bow 23 is St. Benedict's from Republic of South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to Boston.
Yeah, welcome to Boston.
Bow 13 is Alden Mares from Wichita.
Yep.
We got bow 27 approaching Eliot Bridge.
So
that's Jack Mayer from Arkansas.
Right, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Okay, I'll do a refresh here again for everybody.
There's 29 and 37. 37 has moved up.
Yep, what I told you before about Oak Neck, Redwood, and Cal Yacht Club is still holding. Elijah Harrison is currently in 4th.
Then bow 31, that's Luke Miller from Malvern, Pennsylvania.
Yep, Malvern Prep, one of the, they've actually sent some crews over to Henley. They sent some crews over to Silver Skiff.
Yeah,
and then travel.
Bow 33 was Ryan Derrimer.
I'm actually from Malvern, Pennsylvania.
Bow 32, that was Abraham Migrum from V-Skulls in Greenwich.
Yep, and here's bow 40 from Ridley Grad, home of St. Catharines, Canada, home of Royal Canadian Henley. And bow 34, Capital Rowing Club from Washington, D.C.
That's Elliot Mayer. We've got bow 41, that's Alex Henke from Camp Randall in Madison, Wisconsin.
And bow 39, Huntsville, Madison County from Huntsville, Alabama. Is that where Mary Jones is from?
I think it is, yeah.
Cambridge Boat Club's Mary Jones. Bow 35, Lake Linano from Minnesota.
That's Leo Lombardi, bow 35.
It is. Michigan. Sorry, amateur announcers here. And bow 36, Rothsay Netherwood School from California. Followed by bow 43, Leander Boat Club from not from Henley on Thames, but from Hamilton, California.
Bow 38, that's Naaman Single from South Eugene, Oregon. And bow 44 is Owen Benincoza, also from Oregon, Lake Oswego.
Results are still holding. Fastest time up the course right now is 18:52. And that's Henry Davison from Oak Neck.
Then the two crews we've got approaching now, bow 42 and bow 45. Bow 42 with the light blue blades, that's Joshua Ogburn. Joshua's up from the Space Coast crew in Florida. And 45 is Mahmoud Radwan.
Okay.
Also down from Ridley.
Yep. So right now, it looks like the top three we'll call these in the U19s and the U17s. In the U19s, Davison from Oak Neck, Lee from Cal Yacht Club, and Anderson from Y Quad Cities. In the U17, Gorenkov from Redwood, Harrison from Coeur d'Alene, and the Cambridge Sculler, Mosieni. So just one kind of caveat on everything we're talking about with results is there's a lot that goes out on the course. And you've got these orange buoys and these green buoys. The idea is that you keep the orange buoys on the correct side of your on the port side of your boat's hull, and that you keep the green buoys on the starboard side. If you cross those buoys, the first one is a 5-second dinger. The second, third, fourth, fifth one are 10 seconds apiece. That can happen. It can happen because you just don't steer correctly. It can happen because there's traffic on the river. So there are a large number of watchful eyes on this course looking to make sure that hulls stay on the correct side of their respective buoys. And races are frequently decided by one buoy violation. It used to be 10 seconds for the first buoy. Too many races were getting decided. They cut it down to 5 seconds. It can still happen. My race, first and second place, was 2-second difference. And it happened in the last 700 meters. I've been in races in the last 700 meters where first and second, the guy that was in first missed the last buoy at the Windsor Hill Boathouse. There was an eye-to-eye lock-on between bow numbers 1 and 2, and it was a mad sprint to the finish. And, you know, when it was a 10-second penalty, it's hard to make up 10 seconds in the last 500 meters. So, anyway, I'm not showing any of my emotional scar tissue here. The other thing that can happen is athletes, there can be a lot of passing going on during these races, and athletes are required to yield. If you're coming up on someone, you're supposed to indicate where you want to go, which side you want to go to, and then that crew's supposed to get out of your way. Communication in the single sculls is usually pretty good, but when you get onto a bend, and if there are 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 boats all there at the same time, it's pretty hard for the outermost crew to know what the guy on the inside or the girl on the inside wants to do. So you can have some real tangles, and when you get to a situation like the Eliot Bridge, where it goes from a gradual turn into a 90-degree sharp turn, and then there are a couple of things called bridge abutments, and there are all of you guys screaming at the top of your lungs, it gets pretty frisky.
Hey, quick general announcement. Folks across the river, if you are stood in front of the timing marker, it's a big orange line. If you could just move away from it, that's a timing marker. The lady in, thank you. That helps our referees and umpires catch the timing.
Sorry, I digressed. So the women's singles started at 8:01. They're about 12 minutes up the course. Let's see if we have some weld times.
So yeah, the next event while Greg looks up the times, the next event is event 46. It's women's youth singles. It started at 8:01. And if it says in the program it starts at 8:01, you can pretty much set your clocks by that. Our timekeepers here who start the races keep all these races on time.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the times right now, and it looks like there are about 10 boats through Weld. Looks like Oak Neck, Ridley, and Redwood are the 3 fastest. But it says we have one boat that's already come through CBC, and I've missed that one. So, anyway, somebody's looking pretty good on the internet right now, but I don't think that time's going to hold up for the official results.
Probably not.
Must have been that person standing in front of the
time
orange
marker
line. Yeah, that was it. That had to be it. They registered. So whoever it was standing in front of the sign, you are in first place at the women's youth singles.
But this is another great event where the standard really continues to rise each year. It's for, as I say, youth singles, so they're all 18 and under. There's a special first place medal for the under 17 as well in this, so an extra U17 category.
In that U17 at Cambridge Boat Club, we've got one, and we got a horse in this race. Lucy Greenup is in the U17, and she started rowing in the queue when I think she was like 11.
Wow!
So I think she has 5 medals in the queue, and now she's all of 16. and yeah, so she's going at it today, but I'm expecting her to do well.
And she's starting 5th. Yeah, the 6th. She's about 6. So yeah, 45 entries altogether in this race. Entries from Canada, one from Australia, all over the US. Kicking off the race, it's Maeve Kahane from Narragansett.
Yeah, these junior, these youth singles events, it used to be just as a measure of the growth of the sport, because I think when the Olympics looks at rowing, one of the things they look about is they say, okay, is the sport growing? And, you know, it's like they aren't making any more old people. So the question is, do kids care about the sport? And this youth event used to be a division inside the club singles, and you know it's capped by the amount of daylight on the river because we can only get so many boats up the course. So if the club singles had 30 people in them, you know there might be 10 youth in them. And since they've been able to expand to Friday, the expansion of these youth events, the expansion of these youth singles events, they're still dramatically oversubscribed. So they're just incredibly, okay, and here we go. Enough small talk. We've got some racers coming at us. So I'll do a refresh.
So the first 2 scullers are coming into view here. The first leading off is actually bow 2, which is Autumn Crow. She placed 2nd in this event last year and won the U17 medal last year.
And these 2 athletes are running in 2nd and 3rd through Weld, which is about 8 minutes left to go in the race, but they're within 5 seconds of first place. So let's, hey, Bridge, let's crank up the volume on this one because these athletes have about 100 strokes to go, and you can really help them.
So that's Autumn Crow at bow 2 from Ridley, and then Olivia Petrie from Redwood Scullers out in California.
Let's go, Eliot. Come on.
Then bow 5 is Catherine Barry from Oak Neck, another Oak Neck sculler.
Yep. And through Weld, this was your leader. You sort of see, if you see a 2 and a 3 and then you see a 5, the 5's doing pretty well because they start these athletes about 15 seconds apart at the start.
Here we go in the black boat. This is Maeve Kahane from Narragansett. Maeve has been sculling since she was in 8th grade. Bow 6 and 7. Bow 6, this is Lucy Greenup.
Yep, let's hear it, Cambridge.
And 7 is Ava Shetlick from Virginia. Ava raced at Junior Worlds in the quad this year, finished 4th.
Yep, so Ava's racing in the U19 and Lucy's in the U17. Remarkably good technique at this far into the race. I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to not fall apart.
Yeah, they are doing nicely. All right, big gap, which generally means we got a big group following.
This is true. It's one of the. And well, you know, I think one thing about singles that's nice is the boats aren't exactly huge, so you have a lot of room to maneuver on a relative basis. With the bigger the boats, and you know, we're going to go from singles to doubles to quads to 8s. I mean, it gets more and more challenging to get through this turn.
Right.
The bigger the boat class,
it gets exciting. All right, this is sculler number 9, bow 9 from Kent School, Dorothea. Then in the red top, that's bow number 8.
Yep, that's Potomac. Recognize the red blades with the white stars. One of the oldest boat clubs in the country. Followed by bow 4 from Dallas, the HOCR School.
Evelyn Fox from Dallas. That's bow number 15.
Yep, bow 15 is Waterford crew from Sandy, Utah.
Anna Holtley from Waterford.
Welcome, Anna.
Anna got third in the youth single at Youth Nationals last year.
And another CBC sculler.
That's Sophia Grossman. Let's hear it, CBC.
Okay, so far, our leaders are 1, 2, and 3, Hockaday, Philadelphia City, and Oakneck. Thigpen, Capizzi, and Barry. But remember, lots can change in this event.
Sculler 10 here is Sculler 10, Juliana McCarthy from Port Jefferson.
And then we have bow 11 from Oakneck. Big Oakneck contingent here. Bayville, New York. And that is Sophia Satar Rice. Followed by bow 16 from Tempe, Arizona. Good representation from Arizona here today, too.
Yeah.
And then we've got bows
17 and 19.
17 and 19. 17 is Redwood Scullers and 19 is Seattle Scullers. So it's always this, which coast is best? Here we go.
Yeah, let's see.
And bow 14 and bow 13. So that is Port Jefferson and Advanced Community Rowing. So relatively close to each other, Port Jefferson and Nyack. Bow 20 is Founders Rowing Club from Dallas, Texas.
Bow 18, that's Kalia Danier from Beaver Creek Sculling in Virginia, in the green top.
Little bit of a change on the leaderboard right now. It's Oakneck's Barry, Redwood Scullers Petrie, and Ridley's Crow, followed by CBC's Lucy Greenup.
And Sculler 22, just going under the Eliot Bridge, that's Molly McDonald from South Jersey Rowing Club.
And that's with about a half a dozen athletes through the line. Time of 20:05 is the fastest so far. That's versus Anna Mathis's 1913 5 years ago.
Sculler 24, just approaching the Eliot Bridge, is from California Yacht Club. That's Alexandra Barr.
Proud to say the course record is held by a Cambridge Boat Club sculler. And Anna, I think, is in her last year at Yale.
I think so, yeah.
Mom is Cindy Mathis, who has held a couple of course records in her own. I think she still holds the lightweight single course record.
I think she does.
Yeah,
That's been a while. Here we go.
Okay, and here's bow number 29 from Australia, Seymour College. Moved up on bow 23 from Nyack and Rockland Rowing Association. So let's see how bow 29 does in the overall standing. She's got about 80, 90 strokes to go. Go Australia.
Sculler bow 21 is Lake Phelan Rowing,
Yep.
Ashley Harvey.
And bow 26 from Seattle, Washington, Seattle Scullers. And bow 28 from Philadelphia City Rowing.
That's Chloe Capizzi.
I'm going to be curious to see how that Australian sculler does. That was a big pickup in bow numbers.
Right.
I mean, sometimes you can actually pass 5 or 6 people in this race.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot of luck involved in that, too. That's 5 or 6 opportunities for disaster.
Sculler 25, just going under the bridge from Ridgewood Crew. That's Anna Mevison. Here we go. Sculler 31,
Yep.
passing CBC.
Yep,
That's
from Charlottesville and Ravenna Rowing Club. And then bow number 30, Athletes Without Limits from D.C.
That's Evelyn Watkins, Sculler number 30, bow 30.
Okay, so we're about 2/3 of the way through the field here.
Sculler 35.
35 is Notre Dame Rowing Club, not from Indiana, from Welland, California, Welland, Canada.
Clara Van Dyke, Sculler 35.
One of the most decorated single scullers at the head of the Charles is from Welland. It's Dick Kendall.
Huh.
So he had an age-adjusted time when he was 80 years old of 19 minutes and 50 seconds. So we're seeing times from these athletes, so, that are sort of 20 minutes. So it's, can you beat an 80-year-old?
Right. All right. Sculler 33, 32, and 27.
So 33 is Baldwin School from Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. 32 is Hockaday from Dallas, Texas. And 27 is the Hill School from Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
That's Kim Monzingo from the Hill School.
Just outside of Philly. I've got to tell some Dick Kendall stories when we get to the break.
Sculler 37 in the black boat.
So that's Row America Greenwich.
Claire Junius from Greenwich. She's just 14. Have a great row, Claire.
And on the leaderboard, it's Oak Neck, Redwood, and we've had Waterford move into third place. That's bow 15, so that is...
bow 38 and bow 43 approaching the Eliot Bridge.
Anna Holte.
38 is from Sylvan Scullers in Pennsylvania.
43 is Episcopal School of Dallas, so they're having a good row. Bow 36 from Colorado, the Mile High Rowing Club. So I guess that's altitude training.
It is,
hopefully,
yeah.
That's an advantage for her. Hopefully she's having a good row.
Exactly. She raced in Youth Nationals in the U17 double.
And bow 39 is Connecticut Boat Club from Norwalk, Connecticut. It's Liz Tron's boat club, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Long record of success producing good athletes. Swinging wide. That's bow 34, so that's Bergen County from Ridgefield Park, New Jersey.
So that's bow 34. Cece's a senior at Teaneck High School in Bergen County, New Jersey. Then we've got bow 44 in the dark boat. And closest to CBC, bow 40.
Yep, 44 is Red Dog Rowing from Omaha, Nebraska. And bow 40 is Norwalk River Rowing Association with the white blades.
With a big fan club on the bridge.
Okay, and bow 42 from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Atomic Rowing, Oak Ridge. That's a great course. It's a lot of U.S. rowing regattas held there.
Sculler 41 coming around the bend. This is Jackie Franco from Sacred Heart in Greenwich, Connecticut. Jackie's got some fans up on the bridge cheering her along. Okay, Jackie, you got about 90 strokes to go.
And our third race of the day is about 10 minutes in. That'll be the women's youth fours. And now
this is Sculler 45. This is Gabrielle from Long Island Rowing Club.
yeah, obviously Nick and I are trying to keep our cruise straight. It's going to get more challenging for us right about now. Okay, bow 45. Yeah, Long Island Rowing Club. Welcome to Boston. So these next events are very different than the ones you just saw for a couple of reasons. One is the fields are huge. So if you've got 45 athletes in these singles events, the fours and the eights divisions have 90 each. Okay, so so there were 45 athletes in the men's youth singles, 90 times 4, there are 300, well, 5 times 90, so 450 athletes